Welcome back to the Tidarium Hangar. This is Mike and I'm coming at you with another video, and this time I want to talk to you about my problems with, well, the Transformers Siege line. And I'm sorry for all of you that love this line, but I have a few points that make me want to stay away from it and not really touch it. And I have been on board buying Transformers pretty heavy since Classics. The Chug, the Hasbro, almost everything Hasbro since 2007, and recently I've really been happy with Titan Returns. Combiner Wars I thought were cool, but needed some help in the combiner aspect. But some figures, there were a lot of really good gems in there. Even the Power of the Primes, I enjoyed it, except for the fact that they messed up by making the Dinobots combiners and a couple other ones combiners. They could have just done a better job with them if they weren't combiners. But past all of that, we're into Siege now. And let me give you the pluses. Everybody talks about they're more heavy duty, there's not as many open panels, so it feels like more of a solid figure, and that's great. But I'm still looking at it as the closer Hasbro gets to G1, the better they sell. And this is one more step closer to G1. And then, well, let's start with Ultra Magnus here. Step closer to G1. Looks pretty good. 2 steps back. That's not G1. Now that is almost an homage to a different toy line. I guess it's Cybertron or something. Armada, RID. I don't really know because I didn't collect those. I collect anything that looked G1. But here in the package, man, that thing looks good. That looks G1. That looks great. But the thing is, I picked it up and I really thought I picked up a Voyager. I'm not lying. Thought I picked up what they're selling for $22 at Target for almost a year now. Voyager's been $22 at Target. They're charging $50. Next one I'm going to get in. Next point I'm getting into of it's the close to G1 but not G1 aspect is the price. Oh my gosh. The price of this guy, $50. I mean, I can't get over that. And then this thing's $50. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I would buy this Shockwave if Ouija and KO oversizes it. Because what am I gonna do with a Voyager that I paid $50 for? Like, strip off all of the armor and stuff, and he's a Voyager figure that I'm paying $50 for. But he looks good. He looks great. I'd love to have him for $20, not $50. And I don't really care about the armor. That's like a gimmick that doesn't mean anything to me. It's like a wasted junk, in my opinion. Now, yes, I would have liked maybe the option to buy the armor separate. Who knows? You could turn this into you can fake it till you make it with a gun. But yeah, that's kind of frustrating that they're smaller and they cost more. And I'm not saying smaller as in like you put them side by side you can barely notice. Smaller as in you're not even thinking they're the same class as the $40, $44 leaders that came in the past. So let's get into Voyager. Now $30 for this guy. I think that there are going to be some gems. Okay, there are a few that I'm going to buy and be happy with. Soundwave, because I have a thing for him. I don't want to say it's a fetish. It's an appreciation. I'm sure I'll buy Soundwave. I'll drop the $30 right when I see it. I won't be able to control myself because I love Soundwave. Can't wait to turn him into a boombox. Whatever that is. That's what I'll turn him into. Okay, we've got Starscream. Starscream! I think he looks pretty good. I just really don't know how he's going to stack up to the Classics version. If he's an improvement from the Classics version, I'm going to be really excited about that. Obviously, he's a Tetrajet, which is cool. I mean, I don't have anything problem with that, except price and size and all that stuff. It looks like everything is one step lower for a higher price. So, like, Voyager is almost like a deluxe size and costs $30. But we'll see. We'll see how all this pans out and how it looks in the end. Next up on this, deluxe scale. Here's some deluxe scale items. That Ironhide is just bad. That's like all the problems that the Masterpiece Ironhide had, like, we accepted. And this says, hey, let's go 10 times worse. With that, like, his whole chest and his stomach goes all the way down. There's no, it doesn't look like Ironhide. But from the figure looking goofy as heck. Yeah, I know the G1 looks goofy. We always wanted a good Ironhide that would resolve all the issues with G1. But then we have this. What the heck is that? Is that a fire truck? I don't know. I don't know what that is. But I don't even see a reason for me to touch this thing. Now I gotta admit, Prowl looks cool. Prowl is probably one of the gems. But he is so tiny. I mean, just like ridiculously small. I don't know. I don't know. And then this is a cool looking mode here, but it doesn't match G1. And of course hey, guess what? We don't have to really worry about what the car mode looks like because it doesn't have to match G1. It doesn't have to be anything. It could just be whatever we happen to turn it into. Now this 6-shot here is that six? No, not 6-shot. It's 6 guns. 6 guns. This is what's going to shine. There's a handful that will shine, and it's the smaller ones, believe it or not, that are going to shine. The 6 guns, the cogs, the tapes. The tapes are coming up. I've already got a Chromia. I don't know what the point of this Chromia is, but whatever. This Chromia is actually, I think, based more off of the Power of the Primes. Like, we're Siege and Power of the Primes. But I don't see the connector on her so much. I'm looking, I think that is the Power of the Primes mold, though. And if it's the same mold, it would be the same size. So you get your money's, well, you're sort of, like 75% of your money's worth. Some packaging shots there of these guys. Not really my cup of tea, so let's move on. Alright, so here we are. These things are already out. Sideswipe looks good, too small. I don't like his alt mode, which... It's a cool alt mode, but it's like... so close, but so far. I've heard a lot of good things about Hound, and Hound looks good on the upper body. His lower body was like, come on, guys, you couldn't make one more panel fold. And I actually don't care about the weathering. The weathering effect doesn't bother me so much. And I think the color is good on Hound. But then again, is it better than Classics? I don't know. Would it replace a Classics Hound? Cogs is a winner. It's a winner. I don't have anything to say. This was a good idea. This guy here too, I forgot his name. I actually have this one. Hold on a second. I have him so I can tell you his name by looking at him. There's my Cogs and there's my Skytread. I thought it was weird. Skytread, isn't Skytread a Titan Master? Didn't they do like a little bitty Titan Master and call him Skytread? That's weird, huh? Next up, the tapes. Oh man, I love these tapes, but they're so tiny. But they're value, so you get your money's worth. I don't like those. I don't like the mini ones. I just don't. That's a personal preference. If you like them, you win. I don't. Here we are with the tapes. Just I have a thing for Soundwave and his tapes, and so I will probably be buying like 4 of these. And for $10, you get 2, so that's $5 a tape. And I think that's a really good value. I mean, they could do stuff like this and more stuff like this. They give us crumbs of good stuff. Thanks, Hasbro. I'm okay on the weapons. I mean, if they look like weapons, that doesn't really look like a weapon. This looks like a weapon. So give us Target Masters, give us Power Masters, give us some other great stuff. I'm okay with that. Like, we're kind of reliving G1 right now. And it's going down the same route, and we're heading in the same direction. So let's keep doing it. Like, why stop? I love Titan Returns, love the Headmaster gimmicks. Wished some of the figures were a little bit bigger, but I guess we can fix that on some of those. Don't like these at all. They look good in both modes, actually. But they're just so tiny, and you know, you're basically paying $5 each for this microscopic transformer. But I see a need for them. I see people that are gonna like them. So I mean, I'm not hating on you if you like them. I just won't be buying any of them whatsoever. And when I used to buy 1 to 3 of each, there's a whole lot of stuff I'm not buying. Now this Megatron here. Now I think the Megatron performs and looks better than the Optimus Prime. Because my gauge is how close to G1. His chest looks good. His legs look okay. His cannon looks like his cannon. So for a Voyager-sized Megatron, I think this is the best one. I really like the Titan Returns one, even though it had its faults and it was a sort of a repaint. Which, I don't know if they're doing that in this line. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen the whole, let's bring out a fake, like the secondary mold first, and then slam you with what it's supposed to be later, knowing you're going to buy both. But I don't know if I see that in this wave, in this line. And I'm going to tell you another thing about the Siege line. It's not going to last longer than a year. So what you've seen that's coming out and what you've heard of is pretty much it. Now, I don't like this Prime. I think this Prime looks terrible. I thought the Classics Prime looked terrible. I think this is a step up from the Classics Prime. I think that if I were collecting Chug still and I didn't sell off most of my Chug stuff, I would probably just skip this, spend $40 on the MPPV, like MP10V or whatever, or wait for 2 years and get me a knockoff Voyager-sized version of MP44 if those come out. But wait, I didn't officially say that, did I? Too much kibble. I don't know what this nonsense on his back is. They went out of the way to make the truck mode look goofy on purpose. They purposely made it look stupid. Like, let's just add this nonsense up here. Let's add this nonsense here. We want to make it look Cybertronian. Cybertronian is sleek and rounded, not goofy. There's nothing Cybertronian about this. That's a lie. A misnomer. Not a lie. But anyway, what do you think about Titans Returns? Not Titans Returns, sorry. The Siege line. War for Cybertron Siege line. Are you in on it? Are you nitpick? Are you picking and choosing like I'm going to do? And maybe I'll buy like 4 or 5 pieces. But other than that, I'm not all in on this line. So leave it in the comments section. This is, of course, my opinion, and everyone's entitled to it. You're entitled to yours. Titanium Hanger, out.